views or horseman views. I'm sorry.
God.
Because we have news that needs to be broken. This may seem like an elaborate April Fool's Day joke, but we're not joking. Of a universe mode here on YouTube, along with my friend Chris Matter, who has his own universe mode. We have become very close friends, and to be honest, we hate each other. In kayfabe sense, we hate each other, but yet we are united together as a unit to bring you the truth. Vince McMahon and Thanos of the Marvel Cinematic Universe are one and the same. You don't believe me? You think I'm crazy? Oh, we'll show you what crazy is. It all starts back to this morning with my colleague Chris, who showed me something which he will reveal to you. It all starts back to this morning.
That just confirms that we have sound, baby. Right. Sorry. Right. Okay. Right. I was casually watching the Avengers Endgame, the new trailer for it that came out today, because when the trailer comes out, I must see it, even though I think it's a bad thing to see the trailer, because you don't want to see too much, otherwise it'll spoil the movie. But anyway, to the point here, there was a specific quote towards the end of the trailer in which the main villain Thanos, that's right folks, Thanos, who is going to be a specific name tonight, he was quoted as saying this: "You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me." And then that led to me sending the quote over to my friend here, Rob, and then Rob then casually just mentioned, "Doesn't that remind you of Vince McMahon?" And then that started off this entire thing.
Like sands through the hourglass, fact after fact after fact, streaming right down through into our heads. You know what I find funny? That is Avengers Infinity Dust coming off of Bobby Lashley.
Oh my god!
That was not even in the notes, but I'm just saying. It's true.
Good. Oh.
Collectively, me and my colleague Chris took some notes together and bounced ideas off of each other's head to where we have just come up with thoughts about how these two men are the same damn thing.
And that's right, folks. When we mean the same damn thing, we mean the same damn thing. And Robert is going to start off with a great fact as to why Thanos and Vince McMahon are equal and the same person.
True. First, of the 6 bullet points I have written down here. Thanos and Vince McMahon both are all-powerful beings in the universe, and they control the entire universe in the palm of their hands, whether it be the literal universe that Thanos rules with his Infinity Gauntlet, or whether it be the metaphorical WWE universe that Vince McMahon rules from his hideout in Titan Towers. Oh wait, that's another one. They're both Titans. Vince lives or works on a Titan Tower. Thanos lives on the planet called Titan. I didn't even think of that. My colleague Chris did. That was the second thing we had in common. And now, to collect some more data, I will pass on to my colleague, who will tell you another thing they have in common.
Well, you know how the show is produced and creatively written by the Russo brothers? They're the ones who bring life of the film basically to life. Oh my God, you just switch over to the land of the WWE and guess who was creatively writing the storylines under Vince McMahon? Vince Russo? I'll say it again. Vince Russo. You have Vince Russo under Vince McMahon, and you have the Russo brothers and Thanos. Need I say more? Need I say more?
Oh, wait. That's a coincidence. It's got to be a common last name. It's just a coincidence. It may be a coincidence, but it's true.
And it's also piling up the facts that we have here. It just adds on to it.
Speaking of stockpiling info and stuff, that is another thing they had in common, is that that both men feel it is their duty to go out and collect all powerful, whether it be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Thanos going all over the world, the galaxy, everything, in search of the Time Stone, the Soul Stone, the Space Stone, the Reality Stone, the Power Stone, and the Mind Stone, the 6 elements that would help fuel his Infinity Gauntlet and make him all powerful and make him one of the most powerful beings in the entire universe.
And it also makes him seem like a god in certain ways.
He is a god.
In which is what Vince McMahon likes to see himself as, being the god and creator of sports entertainment that is wrestling. So they both have god superiority complexes.
That's another one. That wasn't even included, but yeah, that's on the list too.
It just came to me, Rob. It just came to me. You see, we keep thinking of facts, and you can't deny them, folks. You cannot deny them. They are true. We have facts to back them up. Yeah. Thanos and Vince McMahon are the same.
Oh.
And Robert will now give you another fact.
Oh, hold on, I won't quite done per se. Like Thanos collects the Infinity Stones, Vince McMahon goes all over the world, it could be anywhere, to snatch up every great talent possible to assemble his army. Why?
Yeah.
Because he fears competition. And you can't lie about that. Why else would he go out to extreme lengths to get people like Prince Devitt, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe,
Shinsuke Nakamura,
the Hardy Boys? He made
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
And why would he put together such a very good package, almost too good to pass up on, to get Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks in his camp? Why? Because Vince needs all.
He has to control everything. If Vince doesn't hold the power, he doesn't want anybody else to be in hold of that power. That's just the way the man thinks. That's just the way he goes about life. He wants to have the power, he wants to hold the power, he wants to keep the power, he wants to be the power. And if somebody else just walks on by with that power, he will do anything, and I mean absolutely anything, to take it away from that guy walking by.
And that leads to another bullet point here.
Did you just say another?
Yeah. Yes, another note here. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with a snap of his fingers, Thanos has done exactly what he sees is the greater good. He has eliminated 50% or more of the entire universe. He wins! We traveled back to the 1980s. Vince McMahon has just acquired the Northeastern Wrestling Territory, the World Wrestling Federation, from his father. But the Northeast was not enough. He wanted to take over the entire country. And he did. Territory after territory after territory, he would go in there, raid the entire company, and leave it burning down in shambles on his way out the door. Vince wins. He profits from everything, while the little guys die. They fade away. They're dead. All except for one.
Themselves as obsolete.
Obsolete!
Sorry.
No problem. And Vince was successful in taking down every single threat of a universe for the WWE. One. Ted Turner and WCW. And to be honest, Ted Turner had Vince McMahon in the WWF on the ropes. But he did not go for but WCW did not go for that fatal headshot that would have destroyed the World Wrestling Federation. And what wound up happening in March of 2001? The last credible threat to the World Wrestling Federation gone in a snap. When Vince bought World Championship Wrestling, he has all the power. There is no one who can stop him. You don't need to believe me. Those are facts. What direction would you rather go in? Ring of Honor? Impact Wrestling? Small market teams, more or less. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those shows and companies are great, but they are minuscule compared to the WWE. New Japan is the same. They could be the most powerful. They could have the greatest talent in the world. But it'll still be no better than second. Oh, but what about All Elite? What about All Elite? They're brand new. They're rookies in wrestling promoting. Vince McMahon is at the top of the heap, and there is nobody that can take him down. Unless it was from the inside.
Oh, but what about New Japan Pro Wrestling? Don't they have a chance?
No! Wait, that's a small. I know it's a big company in a big country, but while New Japan has the country of Japan, the WWE brand stretches over the entire world, including Japan.
As you were referring to just now, from taking down from within. That reminds me. Doesn't somebody of the name of Triple H remind you of somebody of the name of Iron Man?
Let's see. Iron Man. He's a leader to lead a team to try to take down an all-powerful being like Vince McMahon. Wait a minute! NXT are the Avengers!
Oh my god! Eureka, Rob! Eureka!
Of course,
you've just hit the jackpot!
Of course, we have to do a little work on that, but we know there are a couple of them for sure. I mean, let's see. We'll start off at the very top with Iron Man, as we said. That's Triple H, the leader, the brains, the resources to lead a team. That's what we need, and that's what we have.
I know this might be a long shot here, but what about Johnny Gargano as Captain America?
Good idea. The heart and soul of the Avengers is Captain America. While down in Florida, the heart and soul of NXT is Johnny Wrestling. Everybody knows it. Wait a minute.
Yes?
Gargano is Loki! Wait a minute. No. Gargano is Thor, and Ciampa is Loki! Two brothers destined to be at war with each other forever! But yet, they're one and the same! They can combine together to form a unit! me!
Oh my god. The similarities are striking. They are exactly what you say they are. Well, exactly to the point. There's no denying the fact that we laid forth here to you people here. You can't deny these facts. They are all true.
And then, of course, as we move down the list, we have Spider-Man.
Oh, there's
a high-flying man who looks like he could be out of a video game or something like that. If only there was somebody who could do that in NXT. Oh, wait! Ricochet! He just came flying in the scene! Flying out of nowhere!
Well, he is the one and only for a reason, Rob.
Let's see, now let's... See, but that's the problem, though.
Who would be Black Panther? It's the Black... maybe.
Show your work.
No, that doesn't work.
I wouldn't know a lot about Black Panther because I never actually saw the movie, and I have no interest in seeing it.
Okay, top of my head here, quick as I can. Black Panther. The basis of the movie was he was the underdog who rose to power through the family. The family dynasty, and then his brother,
Killmonger.
Killmonger.
But we're not talking about him.
You know what? I don't really know what the basis of the movie is myself. Thinking about it, really. But we'll get back to it.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't help but think of something. There are also a ragtag team of guys who are assholes, kind of. Every single one of them.
Go on.
But yet there was also a series of 4 men who might also be conceived as arrogant assholes in NXT. Let's see. Oh, we have Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, who go together like peanut butter and jelly, like a pair, like Rocket Raccoon and Groot. There was the second guy. There was another guy, a loner type, who was also badass, kind of, who will do whatever it takes to get things done right. Wait a minute. We could probably fit him in there too, but we'll get back to that later. I would be thinking of Roderick Strong. And, of course, at the head of the table for the Guardians of the Galaxy is the most arrogant of them all. A man who is without a doubt an asshole. A man who is honestly the villain of Infinity War. Who in his own way was responsible for Thanos actually winning. Peter Quill, baby!
Adam Cole as Star-Lord?
I'm just thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. That actually works.
I would actually think about something else. I actually have somebody else too, but I wouldn't know where we would put him in. Pete Dunne.
Oh. You know what just came to mind?
Yes.
Forget Alice the being Black Panther. It's all very simple now, Rob. The Velveteen Dream. He's the Black Panther. Of course, I can't explain why at this time, but I am telling you, I have a gut feeling here that he would be the best fit to be the Black Panther.
Okay, so let's see. We got Iron.
As you were saying, Pete Dunne.
I wouldn't know where to place him. Let's see. We got.
Oh, what about Bucky Barnes to be Pete Dunne? Perhaps.
Does he happen to have a partner or something like that he could be linked to, like in the movie? Because I know he's in a tandem as well.
I mean, you got Tyler Bate and Trent Seven.
No. Because ideally, if we were to set this up perfectly. Wait a minute. That's how Gargano could be Captain America. Gargano is Captain America. Ciampa is Bucky Barnes. It's the same story.
It works both ways.
And there we go. We're right back to where it should be. The heart and soul of NXT. And the dark side of him that he really should probably get rid of. But he can't. He won't. Because there's love in his heart for him. How else could you explain them getting back together after what Ciampa did to Gargano for the better part of a year? He put him through hell. And still, in the end, they were together as a unit, united as a team.
This is truly thrilling stuff here, folks.
Now we need somebody angry. Somebody with rage.
The Hulk. The Hulk. The Hulk.
Wait. I think I know just the guy. We need somebody unstable. Who cannot be controlled. Someone like Lars Sullivan.
What?
He's a freak. Hulk's a freak. They're both freaks.
You know what I was thinking?
What?
Finn Balor. Because the Hulk, he
Oh,
changes.
wait a minute. I get where you're going. Because on the outside, we have just normal Finn Balor. He's fine. He's cool. He's happy. He's always smiling. But God forbid, if you piss him off, you are in some serious shit.
Just like Bobby Lashley is going to feel the wrath of the team. Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, try.
Oh, that's right. We did. We could probably do that too at the. If we're including NXT alumni, we could include Sammy and Kevin as the other duo. They have the same. They have the same complex as the. My God!
Round of applause.
We don't even. We've been going out the wrong way. They don't even need to be current NXT talent. They could already been starting the takeover. Because even there's a lot of talent there.
And it also works based on the similarities in the Avengers movies, because you have the 3 different phases. Just like in NXT, you have different phases of wrestlers coming in and out of the
company.
Yeah. You know, so it works in that regards. If you get what I mean.
Beg pardon? What was that?
I mean, look, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you have Phase 1 movies. You
oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
3, and then NXT, it changes in phases. You know, so.
Right. Exactly. We could probably build that off the phases right there.
Oh my God.
With
oh
people,
my God.
Yo.
Sasha Banks is Gamora.
And Bailey could be
Yes, it works.
Because could be Nebula.
Because Nebula had to earn her sort of place under Thanos. Bailey wasn't even picked to be brought up with Charlotte and Becky and Sasha. She was left behind to earn her place.
To mature. She had
when she did,
she had to lead the team.
Exactly, and then when Bailey did come in, she was exactly like
Nebula.
Nebula. She was all broken up. She had to be fixed back together because
she was damaged. She was left behind.
Exactly, and then Bailey and Sasha got together here and there. They went back and forth like the sister battles in Guardians 2. When you have Nebula charging down with the ship shooting down on Gamora.
And then in the end, all Nebula and Bailey were all Nebula and Gamora were looking for were just love between sisters. That's all that was missing with Bailey and Sasha until they found it.
And now they're the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
And they can't be and they couldn't be closer.
So there we go. We have Sasha Banks as Gamora and Nebula as Bailey.
And then of course they have the other 2 women, which are obvious. It's just a matter of which one we'll place in each position.
Go ahead.
Because I know we're down to 2 women. We have Black Widow, and we have Scarlet Witch. And Scarlet Witch had an accent in the in the second Avengers movie. We could put Becky Lynch in the Scarlet Witch role, and the chosen one / second in command there could be Charlotte. Oh my God,
and it works, folks. We're
doing it. We're cooking.
Here. We are full circle here. We are kicking things forward. We are in full gear. Full gear, Rob.
Yeah, full gear.
Full gear.
All right. I'm like
5-star reference there from Dave Maxima.
all right. You're saying.
Sorry, folks. Right, as you were there are. Oh.
I wouldn't even know how to really describe them a lot, though, because I don't really know a lot about them. But I was just thinking that we need 2 other women, and who better to join Sasha and Bailey than the other 2 legs of the table or the horse? Wait, did I say horse? Why not include Charlotte and Becky Lynch in there? In respective roles. And that'll be just about everybody. Let's see. So let's see. We have Iron Man. What?
Vision.
Shit.
But
but that's the problem. We don't really. Becky Lynch isn't really. That was never really attached to anybody. Wait. We gotta find somebody else too. We need a Doctor Strange as well.
Oh, of course we do. How could we leave him out? Okay, we can do this. Okay, Vision has the Mind Stone.
So it needs to be somebody cunning, wise,
clever. Somebody mysterious for Doctor Strange.
I have
yes,
it.
Sir.
Doctor Strange is cosmic, eerie, almost spiritual with his meditation. It's so obvious.
Well, then speak of the name to the world, then, Rob. Who is Doctor Strange in the land of WWE?
There can only be one in NXT. There's only one being that contains the cosmic, eerie, almost supernatural feeling to him. Aleister Black.
Oh, you are on fire, Rob. That is absolutely... I don't think you could pick a better part for the role. Let's see, Vision. I think Vision is the most difficult to...
We can go on without him. We can go on without him.
John.
I think we need more villains in the storyline. We really need a villain. Don't you think so?
I don't know. Oh, gosh damn it, Ron.
What? What's up?
Max the Destroyer. But that's easy. You already got Batista there. but he doesn't technically count as NFC. So,
Wait.
You know.
I was already included in that. He was one of the 4 I already included.
There we go then.
Ideally, we would do. Ideally, with what we just did, we would do that. But I wouldn't know where to start, though.
Oh God!
We would replace. We would replace the 4 that we put with 4 new people to go along with Sasha and Bailey from that era. Oh, wait a minute. We need someone vicious, bloodthirsty, aggressive, a destroyer. A man who will literally tear someone apart if necessary. And he won't feel sorry about it. Why? Because he's a destroyer. He's a machine. That's what he does. That would fit right into that. That would fit right into that timeline. But then we still got to think of a couple more. Oh, wait, it makes no sense. But I'm almost thinking of something though.
Oh.
We need a ragtag comedy tag team. It's obvious. Samoa Joe is Drax the Destroyer, rounding off the Guardians of the Galaxy, Enzo and Cass. It has to be them. I mean, let's compare the two. We have a little guy who runs his mouth and likes to write checks that he can't cash, and he needs a big-time insurance policy to cover his ass. Tell me that is not Enzo Amore and Colin and Big Cass. Oh my God. The pieces are sitting together so seamlessly.
Yes, they are. And I am genuinely surprised on how quick we managed to put this all together. Oh, and if we haven't done Ant-Man,
No, we haven't.
I was thinking maybe Mustafa Ali.
Who?
Mustafa Ali.
Never heard of him. There's a guy named Ali on. There's a guy named Ali on SmackDown Live. I wonder if they're if they know each other.
Well, I'm just putting it out there that Mr. Ali would be an interesting choice to play Ant-Man.
There's not even enough There's not even enough roles because there are so many people in this NXT universe we could put in the core of an Avengers team. Oh.
Have we done Captain Marvel?
Is there a fifth? Oh. Wait a minute. Wait. Swap out Becky Lynch to Black Widow. Move Charlotte Flair down to Captain Marvel. And we can put Paige in as the Scarlet Witch.
Oh
my God.
This is falling into place. Literally, this is falling into place.
And it's happening spontaneously, too!
And this is all because of the Avengers Endgame trailer that came out a few hours ago.
And it's not only that. When we started this video, we had no team, more or less.
We had nothing. But we made something out of nothing.
If only Vince McMahon could do the same thing come this Sunday. But he won't!
Wait a minute. Vince McMahon. This Sunday. WrestleMania. Thanos. This Sunday. Infinity War! Dun dun dun! Oh my God. Oh my God, this is just...
So let's see. I think we have almost every...
Oh, please tell me you're actually writing the names down because I'm not.
I am, but I can do that right now. Hold on.
That's alright because I can do that later after we finish the stream. I can watch it back and
Let's see.
So
let's see what we got so far. We got Iron Man. Cap.
And yes, folks, this is all true. Because this isn't happening on April 1st. Today's date is April 2nd. So we're not fooling you, folks.
Okay.
This is all true.
I'll probably throw it to my friend so he can rant here for a minute so I can get everything together here. Go ahead, buddy. Have fun. Rant on the product, rant on the game, do whatever the hell you want.
Whatever the hell I want. Okay, if you say so. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. As we've just said, WrestleMania is this Sunday. Live on the WWE Network for, if you didn't know, it's £9.99 a month.
Unless you're a brand new subscriber. In which case, it's free!
That's right, folks. It's free. For 1 month only.
Sounds like you're mad about WrestleMania. Tell us why.
Well, JD's Raw review is up. That got nothing to do with this. So I was saying.
Should we just come back later for part 2? Or tomorrow?
You know, since you're the one streaming, you're the one who has the power.
No, I don't mind. I'm just asking because I know we're a team here.
Okay, well then, if you're still good to go, then I'm still good to go.
Okay, you're mad. Tell us why.
Well, I'm more furious than I am mad, even though they are basically the same words. But,
Yeah.
we have WrestleMania this Sunday, and I can't, for the life of me, tell you if it even is WrestleMania happening this Sunday, because it doesn't feel like WrestleMania, folks. You can't honestly tell me. You can't tell me that WrestleMania is this Sunday based on the match card and based off the build that we have been getting for it for the past few damn months. My God, I cannot stand. I literally will not get out of my bed to literally stand up for this shit. That is the WrestleMania 35 match card. Absolutely, I refuse to stand by it.
Wait,
Stand back,
wait,
stand
hold
back,
on.
stand back.
Question.
Sorry.
Who was
Yeah.
Star-Lord? Who was Star-Lord again? We'll get back to that later.
God.
Oh, no, sorry, go ahead. We'll get back to it later. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, as I was. You know, there's nothing about this that even feels like WrestleMania. This is supposed to be, and this is literally supposed to be the biggest show of the year, the most important pay-per-view in all of the WWE, and yet it's just like a battleground pay-per-view, or a capital punishment pay-per-view, or vengeance pay-per-view, or a fucking roadblock pay-per-view. There's nothing about this that feels WrestleMania. More specifically, based on how they built up the feuds and the matches for the show. And you know what, folks? I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of the matches, right, still haven't even been confirmed yet for the show. We have 2 set of Titan champions each for Raw and SmackDown.
No, there's only one match left. One match that needs to be confirmed. We're getting the Raw match was confirmed.
Wait, are you telling me it was confirmed?
Yeah, we know. We saw it earlier. You were upset about that too.
What? It's actually.
It's actually happening, I believe.
Oh, good God, Vince. Can I just snap you away? But anyway, as I was saying, folks, literally, like, what are we at? 6 days away from WrestleMania, and the Raw Tag Team title match only just now gets put on the damn card.
5.
6 days away.
5.
Oh gosh, damn it! That's even worse, Rob. We got 5. Wait, did you just say 5?
I did.
Did you just say 5?
I did.
5 times. We are 5 days away, and the Raw Tag Team titles only just now get all put on the card. You kidding me? This should have been built up months ago.
Wait.
But oh no. 5. As Biggie used to do. Give me 5.
3 isn't enough. He needs 5.
Well, thank God it wasn't made 3 days away from WrestleMania. That would be even worse.
Oh, wait. We are 3 days away from WrestleMania. The WrestleMania is 3 days away.
Oh, you mean the actual WrestleMania?
I do.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you mean. NXT TakeOver. I have nothing bad to say about that. Absolutely nothing. That is going to be absolutely phenomenal. We have Adam Cole against Johnny Gargano, aka Captain America.
That's the 3.
Who was Adam Cole again?
Adam Cole is nobody. He was removed.
Oh, okay.
Because he was originally in the Guardians, but then we started slowly assembling the.
That's right. So I would assume then that Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are no longer part of the Guardians team.
Right. Joe, Enzo, and Cass, and not sure.
That's right. Okay. Well, we can think of the other team.
Yes.
We have Adam Cole against Captain America, Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship. Although the only negative God, I can't even speak right now. The only negative thing I have to say about this is Tommaso Ciampa having to be forced out of the match due to needing neck surgery. Absolutely very disappointing timing for this to have happened to him. Of course, it didn't help with him having to be appear on the Raw and SmackDown for no damn reason. Absolutely no. Oh, God.
Fuck you, Lafayette, Louisiana.
They didn't even care. They didn't even know who they were. We have the NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa, making his entrance. Nobody knew who he was. And then you have Johnny Gargano, who was then, at the time, the current NXT North American champion. He makes his entrance. He's supposed to be this huge baby face, and yet what happens? Nobody knows. Nobody gives any reaction because they don't care, because they don't know who he is. Because God, damn it, I will speak these words today. God forbid Lafayette doesn't even know what a good wrestling show is. How have they not seen NXT? Because if they were to have seen NXT, they would know who they were. Therefore, they would have given them the correct responses that they should have got.
Respect.
That crowd had zero respect all night. It wasn't just for Gargano and Ciampa. They didn't care for anybody. It literally didn't matter who came out to the ring. It didn't matter who you were on the roster. They didn't give a damn. Why did they pay their money to sit there with their ticket to watch a show they literally didn't give a damn about? I do not understand it. I just can't get my head around it. I just can't. And what makes it worse is not only did the crowd didn't care, but Vince McMahon didn't care. Why? Why didn't he care? Because he didn't do his research. He didn't do his homework. He didn't even. God, so he didn't even speak to Triple H about it. Oh, he just. You know what? Today I'm gonna bring up the 4 main guys from NXT. I don't care what they're doing in in NXT. I'm just gonna bring them up to my show and do what I want to do with them. Because NXT, that doesn't matter. The future, I'm gonna make the future in my own way. I don't need NXT for that. And what do? He brings Tommaso Ciampa, who was injured. He didn't even know he was injured. He brought him in, he put him on the show, he made him compete, not only on Raw, but on SmackDown as well.
He had one...
Tommaso Ciampa got injured and now he got taken out of the takeover match. He should have been in from the start.
And that's a shame, though. Ciampa had reserves. He knew he was hurt. But there was one match he was saving it for.
All they had to do was keep him off the card until the takeover show. That's all they had to do. But no, Vince had to put him on Raw and SmackDown.
Right now.
Such a reckless decision. I just don't understand it. NXT is supposed to be the future of the company, and Vince McMahon is taking them out without any care. He's just recklessly, he is literally throwing away the future just for the sake of one night.
Oh, speaking of trash, those 4 weren't the only NXT talents he's brought up in the past 6 months that are now garbage. There's still all the other talent that he called up that are still the same garbage.
Ethan Carter, the Mime. We have Lacey Evans, the catwalk girl.
Runway model. She's a runway model.
It's the same thing. Catwalk. It's
right. That's a technical term, though. We have a genuine nutcase. We have Nikki Cross, who was just a general nutcase who can't even be seen on TV. And the newest evolution of the Bushwhackers.
Okay, well that's interesting. I don't see the Bushwhackers when I think of Otis, Dozovic, and Tucker Knight. I don't know where you're getting that from.
Because if you the past couple of times, I've actually seen them come down the aisle with the arms flailing like those 2 morons used to do. I've seen it. I have seen it.
No. Oh, good God. There's no place to be given for them doing such things like that.
And then, of course, there is Lars Sullivan, who has become the Invisible Man. AWOL. Oh, I'm sorry.
Forget about John Cena. Lars Sullivan is the man that you cannot see.
Oh yeah, Lars Sullivan is coming. He's coming. He's coming very soon. He's gonna unleash hell on the main roster. Where is he?
This was months ago, Bob. This was months ago. And he hasn't even showed up once. Not once.
But we have more on the card as we shift back to the shining grace of WrestleMania week. We have more Avengers in action as we will see the team of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, Aleister Black and Ricochet face off against the War Raiders for the NXT Tag Team titles.
That's going to be a match you must not miss for any given reason. You want to go to sleep? You stay awake to watch this match. It's going to be worth it. You got work? You've got an extra like half an hour. Right?
Take the day off.
Watch the match, right?
Take the day off.
Take the day off. You will lose some money for not working on that day, but you know what? Takeover is worth losing money for. Of course.
Of course, we're joking. We're not being serious.
Serious?
I said, of course, we're not really being serious. We're joking around. If you have a job, and you need the money, don't take the day off.
Serious? Especially when it comes to WrestleMania. You stick to your job. You do not pay a ticket to attend WrestleMania. I'm telling you now, if you pay a ticket to attend WrestleMania, why do you exist on this planet?
Hey, I take offense to that. I take offense to that because in an alternate universe where everything worked out correctly, I would be preparing to leave for New York City tomorrow. But everything fell apart. And one of the main things I would have done, like an idiot, is buying a ticket and sitting through 6 hours of a main show and 2 hours of a pre-show in the cold at MetLife Stadium.
That equals 8 full hours of the main broadcast, really. Eight hours, people. 8 freaking hours. Do you know how long that is? Do you know how long that is?
That's a full night's sleep. That is a full night's sleep.
It is as well, yeah. It is 1/3 of the day. 1/3 of the day. You could watch Avengers Infinity War at least 3 times.
Twice.
In a row.
Twice. 2.5 actually. 3 hours and 2 minutes. It's the final run time of the end game.
No. Avengers Infinity War. Mark.
Oh yeah.
You could watch that. I'd say around 3 times. That was like 2 hours and 40 minutes or something.
You know, it's about 2.5 hours. Wait, It's 2, it's 5. Oh, that is 3. That is just about 3 times.
So why watch WrestleMania for 8 hours when you can watch Infinity War 3 times in a row instead? Is that a hard choice to make, Rob?
You don't want to ask me that question. Because that defeats the purpose.
Yeah, I suppose it does. Yeah.
Okay, but we're moving on now to the third match on the card for NXT TakeOver New York City, where we will see a fatal 4-way match for the NXT Women's Championship featuring Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, and Kairi Sane.
And there is a rumor going around that could be made into a fatal 4-way ladder match, perhaps. Because there is rumors going around that it could be made into a ladder match.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's just rumors.
But I do have to correct you on something. My colleague said the match of the night would probably be the NXT Tag Team titles. To that, I object.
No, I didn't.
You said it could be one of the best matches of the evening. You need to see that. You need to see this match, and I quote: the match you need to see above everybody else probably, and I'm pretty sure you will agree with me, is the very special attraction match brought to you by NXT UK, as we will see the dominant NXT United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne against Walter for the NXT UK championship.
You think that's going to be the match of the night?
Hey, why not? The UK guys did it before.
You think Walter against Pete Dunne is going to be better than Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship?
But see, that's the thing though. It's hard to pick a favorite because they're all good matches, and we're not done. We still have the 5th and final match on the card, which will be a dandy as well. As we'll see,
It's Matt Riddle
against
the Velveteen Dream, and the winner will walk away as the NXT North American Champion.
See that? That's a quality show from top to bottom. 2.5 hours.
And you know what else, Bob?
What?
This show was booked weeks and possibly months in advance.
I would say maybe 4. I would say a couple weeks, somewhere between 3 to 6 weeks. That's called consistency.
Which is a lot more consistent than what WrestleMania has to offer. Oh my god, how many matches is this? I think I've lost count.
I'm not even 100% sure.
Well, I ain't bothered to go through them all. You know?
Okay, we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Which you'll
Nobody cares.
Hey, I'm sure Michael Che and Colin Jost's mothers collectively will care very much about their sons, who will likely be massacred.
Oh yeah, just like George Mazanin is going to care as well for his son, The Miz.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. Also, probably on the pre-show, we have the second annual Vagina Cup Battle Royal.
Flush it down, flush it down, flush it down, flush it down.
And then, of course, we have a third match probably on the pre-show as well, as we will see the WWE Cruiserweight Champion Buddy Murphy face off against Tony Nese.
That should be the opening match of the main show. That should be the opening match of the main show. That should be the opening match of the main show.
But yet, it won't be. We'll get stuck with probably this match for the United States Championship with Samoa Joe defending against Rey Mysterio Jr.
What a mess. This was originally supposed to be, oh God, Andrade, Cien, and Almas. But that's his full name, folks. Don't forget about it. Don't you forget about me. It was supposed to be Andrade versus Rey Mysterio. But what do we have now? Andrade is in the Andre Battle Royal, and we have Rey Mysterio against Samoa Joe.
Oh, but Chris, we're getting that match tonight for the fourth time.
Excuse me?
We are getting Mysterio versus Almas tonight on SmackDown for the fourth time, I believe. If not 5 times.
What?
Yeah, it's confirmed.
What?
Mysterio v. Almas is on the card tonight for SmackDown.
What? Are you kidding?
No. I'm not.
I don't understand.
It's okay. We'll move on. But
What's the next match then, Rob?
wait, hold on. Before we move on, I can't but notice the rage that went through your body as you mentioned the name Andrade. And to that I respond with the word Asuka.
A-E-W.
Okay, then as we said earlier, as my colleague mentioned earlier, there will also be a Falls Count Anywhere match between Shane McMahon and The Miz that all started over a stupid trophy from a blood pay-per-view and Miz's father. That is the build for a WrestleMania match.
Shane McMahon was never in the tournament. Shane McMahon was never in the tournament. Shane McMahon was never in the tournament. And yet he won the entire thing.
You can go straight to hell, Shane.
Shane, and your sweaty forehead, you can wash away the flames of hell.
And take your kids with you.
Take your sister with you.
YouTube Cultaholic, if you are lost, it's worth a watch.
And take your mother with you. And most importantly, oh my God, take your damn father with you.
His father probably owns a house in hell. Hell, he is the devil.
can't be the devil. Do you know why?
Why?
Because doesn't that contradict with Thanos? Thanos doesn't go around claiming to be the devil or having people think of him as such.
But that's the
So
thing.
that doesn't really work out there.
But that's the thing, though. Vince doesn't think he's the devil. The universe knows he is. He's
Well, Steve Austin signed a deal with the devil at WrestleMania 17.
and he shook the devil's hand. And okay, sorry, Ms. McMahon.
It's alright. If you had something there to
No, it's okay.
Okay. Well, you know, if the Miz doesn't win this, then what's the point of having this match?
Oh, Shane, I need to team with you. My daddy never loved me. I want him to be proud of me. You have to help me.
That made no sense at all. Shane McMahon was the one who turned heel when The Miz was the one who wanted to team up. And from my point of view, I thought he was only teaming up with him to then, you know, in a sarcastic way, oh, what do you think you're the best in the world, eh? Because you won that trophy that I should have won. Okay, well then we should team up and we should call ourselves the best tag team in the world. And then at the right time, I'm gonna fuck you over.
And I'm taking my trophy.
Yes, but no, it was the other way around. It was Shane who turned heel.
Who likes a heel? Who likes a face Miz? Anybody?
Well, apparently Ric Flair does, since he gave The Miz in his babyface turn in 2013, he gave him the figure 4. I'm just answering your question there, Rob.
I'm losing track of all these matches, but I know the next one is another one that you had issues with. We just found out today. The Raw Tag Team Champions, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, The Revival, versus the #1 contenders, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
There's your answer, folks. Dead silence. That's all you need.
Now, if I may ask a question. So, Hawkins and Ryder are worthy of WrestleMania payday. Where in the blue hell are the Usos?
You know what makes it worse? They're the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and they're not even on the show. It was only just last year they finally got put onto the main card, and yet this year they might not even be on the show at all. How sad and pathetic is that? We are 5 days away, and they're not even on the show.
They're the only champions who aren't on the show.
Wait, what? They're the only...
I mean, let's go for the top. Raw, Universal, check. Intercontinental, check. Tag Team, check. Women's, check. Wait, is that them all? Universal Intercontinental Tag Team Women's Tag Team, check. SmackDown, WWE Championship, check. United States, check. Women's, check. Tag Team.
Even the Cruiserweight title is on the show. So check on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the Usos, who were busy giving life into the Miz and Shane feud for the past 2 months.
And going to jail.
They get given nothing. They are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and they get given nothing.
Oh, but then we have a big mega match. We have the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Bobby Lashley, against the Demon, Finn Balor. The Incredible Hulk is finally emerging. Why?
You go back to the Royal Rumble. Who was Finn Balor's opponent?
Oh!
Yes, what?
Brock Lesnar.
Oh. So you're saying Finn Balor's opponent at the Royal Rumble was Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
And yet, here at WrestleMania, Finn Balor is facing Bobby Lashley.
Correct.
We go back to the Rumble. Lesnar against Finn Balor.
Truth.
Now move over to WrestleMania. We have Lashley against the Demon.
I want my Intercontinental title back. I'm going to go to depths I haven't been to in months because the Intercontinental title is so important to me.
You know what? If the Intercontinental title was that important to him, then why did he ever face Lesnar in the first place for the Universal title?
Because he didn't have it at the moment.
That's
was
the point here. If he truly cared that much about the Intercontinental title, that he actually used the Demon in order to challenge for it, then why didn't he do it sooner?
Hell, the first time he fought for the Universal title, he brought the Demon. But the second time, nope. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the third time.
And yet, when it comes to Brock Lesnar, I'll just be Finn Balor. When it comes to Bobby Lashley, oh my god, I need to be.
I'm scared.
I need to be.
Not Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush.
Oh my god.
The horror.
Finn Balor was playing safe with Brock Lesnar. He was going to war with Bobby Lashley. So what's the next match on the card, Rob?
You may think that match is a disgrace, but what the real disgrace is, the final curtain call of Kurt Angle. One of the greatest technical wrestlers in WWE history. His farewell match. And he will be facing off against his most dangerous opponent, his most heated rival, Baron Corbin.
Who could it be?
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin, yes. Baron Corbin.
After all the time I've spent here in the WWE, all the rivalries I've had, I can't sleep at night because of what Baron Corbin did to me. He lost my job.
And yet he was still there every damn week anyway.
I can't sleep at night. I lost my job because of him.
Oh my god.
Hey Vince, we can't sleep at night. Every week on Monday night.
Oh my god.
And yet, on the road to his farewell match, he had a farewell tour with classics with Chad Gable and AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, a rumored match with Rey Mysterio. Any of those matches could have been fit fine, seamlessly onto on the WrestleMania card.
Baron Corbin.
Curse you, Baron Corbin! And then we go from one dumpster fire to another, as we will see a fatal four-way tag team match for the women's tag team championships. As we will see the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
You suck. They suck.
The Samoan Steakhouse, Nia Jax and Tamina.
They suck.
The Cat Lady, Natalya.
See, she sucks.
And Beth Phoenix, out of retirement after almost 6 years, facing off against against the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, our very own Nebula and Gamora. Sasha and Bayley.
They're awesome.
They're awesome? Tell me about their great title reign.
We have Team Suck. We have Team Suck. We have Team Suck It. And we have Team Awesome. No. Oh god, no. We have Team Suck. We have Team Mai. We have B. And we have Team Ors. What does that spell, everybody? A terrible match. That's what it spells.
And then we have WrestleMania 29 repeating itself in the same venue, as we will see Triple H compete in a street fight against a different opponent, this time the Animal Dave Batista. And if Iron Man loses this match, his career in the WWE is over! It is the same match 6 years later.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that if Iron Man loses, his career is over?
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Well then who's going to be our savior? Who's going to be our savior against Thanos?
Wait, hold on. He will be leaving in-ring competition, but he'll still be able to lead the army from a distance on the sidelines. But that is not what we want.
Oh, that makes it okay then. Oh, I see. Oh.
At least I believe that's what it is. In-ring career. Done.
Yeah, well, you know who's winning now, right?
Right. Triple H ain't gonna lose.
It's Triple H. Matix has been going around saying, "You've beaten everybody in this business except me." WrestleMania 35 coming along, you've beaten everybody in this business, including me.
Give me what I want! I want you! I want your career! Okay.
I'll give you what you want, what you really, really want. I'll give you your loss. That's what I'll give you. Because deep down.
And what exactly are you putting on? And what are you putting on the line? Absolutely nothing. And next, I think we're down to only a couple more matches here. 3 more, I believe. The next one is one of the first of 3 long, winding roads that led to. Wait, 4! There are 4 matches to go before we get to the main match. Before we get to the 3 main matches, we'll get to the last one. As you will see, Randy Orton face off against AJ Styles.
Okay.
And then we get to the first long, winding road to WrestleMania, as we will see the WWE Organic Champion Daniel Bryan defend his title against Kofi Kingston.
Now this is a very tricky situation. Kofi Kingston could walk out as legitimately the first ever Black WWE champion. Then again, if he loses, then what was the point of putting him in this match to begin with?
It's because he got himself over twice.
I'm telling you now, if Daniel Bryan walks away victorious, we're going to get another Booker T scenario from Mania 19. Booker T should have won that. But nope.
But it's a little bit different, though. At least Booker T got his silver lining in the WWE when he won the World Heavyweight Championship in 2006. But even then, he needed something extra to get that title.
Wait a minute. Booker T?
Yes?
Wasn't he from WCW?
He was?
So are you telling me there is a way to survive Vince's snap?
Yes, but it's very rare. There were, I'm sure there's plenty of examples, but most of the WWE talent were never seen again, or maybe seen for a very, very limited time. Gone, forgotten, to TNA with you, to the Indies.
Right, but, you know.
Yes, there's ways you can survive. Only half of the roster gets disintegrated. It just so happens that Booker T was spared. Okay, and then we get to the second long winding road to WrestleMania, as we will see the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar face off against the Architect Seth Rollins.
And still, your reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, Brock Lesnar. It's so freaking obvious.
Especially since he's booked for May the 3rd. For WWE Blood Money. I mean, you know what the hell? WWE Blood Money in Saudi Arabia.
Money.
And then we get to the cherry on top.
Wait, there's more?
Of this cake that is WrestleMania 35 in a triple threat all or nothing match. We will see the Raw Women's Champion Rowdy Ronda Rousey face off against the SmackDown. The Raw Women's Champion Rowdy Ronda Rousey face off against the SmackDown Women's Champion Captain Marvel, Charlotte Flair. And the winner of the 2019 Women's Royal Rumble, Black Widow, a.k.a. Becky Lynch. And I know you're going to be in for a hell of a rant. Take it, buddy.
Well, first off, you've just said the first lie tonight. You've just said the first lie tonight.
What?
You just said Becky Lynch won the Royal Rumble.
She did!
No. Because if she won the Royal Rumble, then she would have gone straight to WrestleMania. She would have had to face Charlotte Flair in order to get to WrestleMania if she did actually win the Rumble. So don't sit there telling me she won the Rumble when she still had to win another match to get into the match anyway.
Well, she can't help it. Thanos stole her opportunity.
And at the same time, Becky Lynch was never even in the Rumble match. She was never an actual participant in the Rumble match to begin with. The actual winner is Charlotte.
See, they could have said that. That would have been the reason. That is the perfect reason. You figured it out. Okay, a couple of weeks later, Vince McMahon comes out. You were not legally in the Rumble. I am stripping you of your win. Charlotte wins. She's going to WrestleMania. You get nothing. Unless you can beat Charlotte Flair at Fastlane. But no! No, they can't do that!
Look, all they had to do was put Becky Lynch in the Rumble. Her match against Asuka never should have happened.
But Asuka had to defend the title against somebody! Unless they just did it like last year's Rumble, to where the champions are more or less get the night off, and everybody gets to, and everybody's focused on the Battle Royal. But But that did not happen. They can't do that. They can't be logical. Sasha Banks doesn't deserve a chance to go to WrestleMania. Becky Lynch doesn't deserve a shot. They need their individual shots.
Look, it didn't make any sense. Look, if she was going to face Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship at the Royal Rumble, then she never should have been in the Rumble match. If she was going to be in the Women's Rumble match, she never should have faced Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Then again, that's just me actually wanting logical booking.
Then of course, we get to this. Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, the quote-unquote winner of the Royal Rumble. That's how she got to WrestleMania. And Charlotte Flair is here for... Give her the SmackDown Women's title. But what about Asuka? I said give Charlotte the Women's title. Now. She can't be the third wheel.
Thanos giving Captain America the SmackDown Championship. Oh God.
Hey, we gotta push Captain Marvel. She's the new thing.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen it.
And then of course, that match is even pending. Assuming that the parties can get out of jail in Washington, D.C. to make it to WrestleMania. Because yesterday, all 3 women were arrested.
And yet again, the word no sense comes to mind. That there was a stipulation that if Becky, Ronda, or Charlotte was to touch either woman during the show,
during the match,
taken out.
During the match.
What?
That's the caveat. It was only during the 6-woman tag match. As soon as the match was over, there's no limitation. There should have been, but there wasn't.
I don't even want to begin to try and understand it.
And then, of course, also to blame for them being arrested, of course, the Washington, D.C. police. Oh, these 3 women are fighting each other. I know! We should put them all in the same cop car! That makes total sense!
You weirdo.
We can trust these 3 crazy women in the same car.
And then Ronda smashes the window of the side door. And then, oh my God, this didn't make any sense. Charlotte Flair was handcuffed, right? Her hands were tied behind her back.
Correct.
In a handcuff. She was sitting in the back seat of the car. So please tell me how the hell does she open the door to get out to then attack Becky?
Another question.
And
Ronda
the
was also
Chinese, the hats, the back.
Another question. Ronda
And
Rousey
then
was
what?
also handcuffed. How the hell was she able to drive a police car? She literally drove a police car.
And she was also sitting in the back seat as well. She was put in the back seat, and then next thing we see her somehow sitting in the front seat.
Driving a police car.
Yeah, well, that's very simple. All you have to do is push your feet against the pedal, and the car will just move forward. That's
But you
all
have to
got
steer.
do.
You gotta use your hands to steer.
I don't know what to tell you, Bob.
I'm just saying.
Yes. Charlotte Flair opened a magic door. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the mojoist of them all?
Who's the what?
Who's the volley? Who's the volley of them all? No, that's better. You know, mojo volley, mirror, mirror on the volley.
I got it.
Screaming match.
Okay, alright.
Figure it out.
But these. Yes, Vince, figure it out. WWE is broken. Figure it out now.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. Figure it out. Give me what I want.
But we have more. We completely forgot about the two other special attractions. Live from MetLife Stadium. MetLife Stadium will walk with Elias, the greatest musical attraction in WrestleMania history. And of course, we need somebody to host the show, to lead the show. We need to find the perfect person to do it. I know! Alexa Bliss! The goddess! Yeah, give Alexa Bliss the opportunity to shine. The woman who got most of her attention earlier this month for a tease where she was topless in the locker room. That is what it takes to host WrestleMania.
And not only that, but somehow she has the power to book matches and to put people into matches.
She's the host. She has the power. But she really didn't even do anything.
We have the power.
But Bliss didn't really even do anything. The only thing she actually really did was she put Che and Jost in the Battle Royal. Other than that, she's done nothing. Except be a spokesperson.
Actually, I can tell you one thing that she's genuinely done.
Go.
Alexa Bliss, right?
Yes.
Just picture this in your mind. She was standing backstage against the wall. We had Ronda Rousey in the beautiful saxophone, and there she was, Alexa Bliss, giving Ronda Rousey praise for the way she plays the saxophone. Oh my God, oh my God. Alexa Bliss giving praise to Ronda Rousey and her saxophone is worthy enough to host WrestleMania.
No, I know. No, wait, I know exactly what it was. She went up to Vince McMahon and said, Vince, you need me to host you need me to host WrestleMania. If you let me host WrestleMania, I'll let you ...
Why, yes, Miss Bliss. You may host WrestleMania.
Thank
All
you.
You've got to do is one thing for me. One specific thing for me.
What's
Can
that?
you do that, Miss Bliss?
What's that?
Otherwise, you've got no chance. No chance in hell. All you've got to do, Miss Bliss, is bliss up my balls. I think that's the PG way of saying it.
I don't even get it, but that's okay. Well, that leads us to the end of...
up my balls. Bliss up my balls.
Oh.
Now you get it?
I think so. Okay. Alright, well that's it for WrestleMania. And we are pretty much nearing the end. There's nothing else. We went from top to bottom.
Oh, finally! Finally! WrestleMania has come to an end! If you smell...
What we're cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And we have also reached the end of our clip notes.
You know what?
Yes?
This went from being a breaking news revelation about Thanos being Vince McMahon, and we turned it into this complete nonsense about WrestleMania. That's how good we are at doing a podcast.
And now we bring it full circle with our... Wait, we have a couple more gaps to fill here, but we'll get to that here. But first, let's meet our cast of characters. Triple H as Iron Man. Johnny Gargano as Captain America. Tommaso Ciampa as Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. Sami Zayn as Thor, God of Thunder. And Kevin Owens as Loki. Samoa Joe as Drax the Destroyer. Enzo Amore as Rocket Raccoon. To be determined a little bit later as Star-Lord. Aleister Black as Doctor Strange. Charlotte Flair as Captain Marvel. Becky Lynch, our Black Widow. Nebula and Gamora, our Bailey and Sasha. Our Scarlet Witch Paige. To be determined later, the Black Panther. And our resident Hulk, Finn Balor. And of course we can't forget the man himself, Vincent Kennedy McMahon as Thanos.
And that is the entire reason why we are even here. The revelation of Vince McMahon being Thanos. That is why we're even here talking right now.
It had to be done. It just had to be.
This literally came out of nowhere. This literally came out of nowhere.
And 2K, don't think we forgot about you. We're going to get to you probably at a different time. Because I know that my colleague here has a lot of concerns for you, 2K Games.
Well, if Vince McMahon is Thanos, I wonder what 2K Games is in terms of Marvel.
No, that wouldn't even be included. Oh, we completely forgot. Shane and Stephanie are the children of Thanos. Along with Kevin Dunn and his two front teeth.
Well, Kevin Dunn is Ebony Maw. Oh my god, what a show. This has been absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I agree. We have to keep doing this though. See? This is what happens to WWE. This is what happens thanks to the WWE. We go off on a rage for no reason because of Vince McMahon. We should not have to be mad watching something we love. But yet we are. And that's why we're here. So, other than updating our cast, which we'll probably do by the next episode, is there anything else to add, or have we got about it?
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. And that's the quote that's gonna end it.
And